most. So I feel more comfortable in front of cameras. But like I said up there, like I kind of didn't allow myself to think that I might win because first of all, because the names on the list, you know, you're looking at Patrick Walmart, Roder, just I was looking at them just to be in. It's humbling that the goalies that I won before are so good, and it's hard to let yourself put yourself on that level in your head.
Is it tough because of how far you've gone, the amount of teams and countries you've played in, and now to be here?
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, throughout the course of my career, I've had so many times where I got my hopes up and had them come crashing down around me. So I guess maybe it teaches you not to let your hopes get too high, especially about individual awards. You know, the team awards is the one that matters the most. Obviously, winning the Stanley Cup is the most important. But maybe that's part of the reason that I was a little bit unprepared when I won.
Your thoughts on Claude being coach of the year?
Congratulations to him. Well deserved. You know, he came into a program in Boston where we missed the playoffs, and you know, we've consistently gotten better over the course of 2 years. Went from a non-playoff team to winning the Eastern Conference, so congratulations.
Have you seen the irony that the GMs voted you the Vezina winner, and these are some of the same GMs that wouldn't bother to pick you off waivers 5 years ago?
No, I think I bet you if you asked a lot of them, they're glad to be proved wrong in some cases. You know, when you're judging a person on talent or ability, it's hard, and sometimes you got to make difficult decisions. I'm very happy that I made it through waivers that time, because maybe I wouldn't be here today. Now it seems like I was meant to end up in Boston, and it's worked out great.
How was your game evolved in the last 2 years?
Well, I think I've gotten better every year. I've worked on you know, getting better every year, from whether it's only like 1% better a year. So I think it's evolved. It hasn't evolved as much as people think. My team's played so much better in front of me that I've had to make a lot less of those huge diving movements and such, so I look more normal. I don't think it's me changing my style so much. It's just my team just playing very well.
Timmy, you got a spot on the mantelpiece for all these?
Yeah. I will. Believe me. I just moved into a new house. I'm gonna have to make a place for it, but I definitely can't wait. You know, I wouldn't let myself think about winning the trophy, so I didn't think about it, man.
We can hear your BlackBerry going off like crazy. How many messages you got?
9 as far as I know.
What's the most important trophy you've ever won?
Well, maybe the Jennings, but it's the NHL. It's its whole new level. But I won MVP of the league in Finland. Voted by both the press, but then a separate one voted by the players. So probably the one that's voted by the players is the most important, because those guys getting their respect is the ultimate achievement.
How do you think I said before, evaluate?
What's that?
What do you think is the strongest part of your game now than it was 5 years ago?
It was 5 years ago? Well, I can't put it in one single area. You know, each part of my game has evolved. Now that you got me thinking about it, I've become better playing the puck, and that's something that we worked on, you know, with Bob Senza. Mentally, I think experience does help. I mean, everybody talks about experience, and when you're young, you're like, what difference does it make? But I think as you get to be more of a veteran player, you realize that experience really does come in handy. So probably the one thing that helps is just experience of playing in the NHL for 3.5 years.
When you're sitting there waiting for 3 guys waiting for names to be called, what's going through your head? Do you expect to win? Are you surprised when it's good?
I was actually almost surprised. Like, thinking about it, I knew I had a good chance, but I was preparing myself so much to have one of those guys win. I was actually surprised when my name was called, and emotions overwhelmed me.
I mean, surprised because you're also deserving.
Well, just hearing it, too. I don't know, I haven't thought of it that far. No. that's where my mind was at. You know, I was going to be happy for one of those guys if their name got called too.
Did you expect to get choked up on the podium?
No, I had no clue. I was worried about what I was going to say. Obviously, I wanted to thank the right people and get my parents mentioned in there, and but I was not prepared for those overwhelming emotions at all.
What kind of forced you to get to that? What kind of caused you to get to that?
Look how, I mean, I don't like to talk about it, but look how far 4 years ago, you know, like, it wasn't even worth dreaming about. I mean, if I was telling my friends 4 years ago, yeah, I'm winning the Vezina Trophy, yeah, okay. Yeah. You're having a hard time finding a job in Finland. Yeah. So it's just that. So I think that might have had something to do with it. There's been a lot of hard work and sacrifice along the way. For not just me, but for the people around me. And they did the sacrifice.
You expect opponents to come at you a little different next year, with a little more aggressive. It's just that you are
probably
the
that they sound. Probably now that they sound. You actually should have too. No, I didn't.
How close are you to losing it?
I was pretty close, but no, I don't think so. I think everybody tries hard against me on a night-to-night basis, just like I try hard against them. So I don't think this will make a difference in that way.
What do you expect to hear more from, as far as getting choked up, your teammates or opponents?
I've already heard it from one teammate. I've also heard it from one friend that I made him cry, so at least I'm not the only sissy. and so I don't know. It is what it is.
What was the lowest point for you in your career?
Well, there were many summers I went in the summer not knowing where I was going to play the next year. You know. There was many ups and downs. The most recent one that was a huge setback was a huge emotional letdown was when I came back from. I had a great year after the lockout year in Finland. Nobody was interested. Boston finally, they couldn't sign Raycroft, so they finally signed me in September of that year. But I came back from Finland. That summer I'd already made peace with the fact that I'd never get a chance at the NHL. Well, then Boston finally calls. It was a tough decision to come back because I was in a great situation in Finland. And I came back thinking that I was going to be in the NHL for sure. Well, then I got sent down to the minors. That was devastating to me at the time. And actually my coach, Scott Gordon, who was coaching at Providence, helped me through that and helped me get my mind back in the right place. And so it took me about a month before I could get my mind back in the right place, and I kind of said to myself, well, you're still playing hockey, you might as well play to the best of your ability. Well, that's the year I ended up being called up. So, I mean, that's just one example I can think of.
Tim, you think winning changes mindset in some ways?
What do you mean? Winning the Vezina?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to. Sometimes you like being the underdog. And even if it does change some mindsets, I still got to approach the game the same way.
What about the Olympics next year?
I'd love to get a chance to play there. It's been an older dream actually than the NHL, because I was 5 years old when the U.S. won the 1980 Olympics. It was a huge, formative part of my childhood. I don't even know if that's using the word right, but Clodo makes words up over there, so I can.
Did you have your speech ready, or did you just get up there and say, "I'm just going to"?
No, my speech was Jennings, and I got up there and froze up there too. But so no, I did think in between if I do win, then there was a couple of other people that I'd forgotten that I wanted to get in, but there was no plan, and then any plan that I had actually got lost between the time I stood up and to the table.